Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Buonasera, almost.
Yeah, at what point do we stop saying buongiorno?
Noon?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yeah,
Good morning. It's 5:55 p.m. Good morning.
But isn't buongiorno a good day?
What is good morning? Buon pomeriggio.
Buon pomeriggio.
Good day is more like have a good day.
Have a good day. I like to just say, have a day.
Hey, day to you. You see I have a kangaroo pouch?
I see, yes. My friend Jared has become a marsupial. And I don't even know what that is.
I don't know myself.
Hey, you're a
Marsupiola. I'm doing it right.
Marsupiola! It sounds like some sort of soup.
It is.
It's marsupiola.
It's Sicilian. Hey, y'all.
How many of you were here in March?
How many were here in February when the con happened?
Oh no, I just meant in Rome.
He means how many people are local to Rome? Hey, who was here in January?
Was it last weekend of February?
You weren't here on your birthday, March 1st, in case you forgot. Happy late birthday, Jensen. What was that? What was the... I know what it was. But what was that number that you just celebrated? Sorry, you talk about it.
You're right there, pal?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm curious about it.
Yeah, your new marsupial outfit's not working out real well, is it?
I'm curious about how old you turned.
How old I turned? Well, let's see. You like math?
I do.
I was born in '88.
Yeah, okay. But I like history as well. That
Doesn't line up with history. Shut up.
Anybody, I feel like I saw an autograph line with some happy birthday messages on some... Anybody having a birthday weekend or...
Happy birthday.
Happy birthdays all around. On Monday.
Well, then you don't get a happy birthday. You can wait till Monday.
We retract that from you. Just kidding. Happy early birthday. Sunday? No, we're just making sure.
They're just yelling out days of the week.
Sabato, Dominica. Those are the 2 days I know. Mercoletti? See?
What?
Mercoletti. It's one of the days of the... 20th?
It's Wednesday.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Call that hump day.
He calls it hump day. For me, every day. Never mind. No. Hi there. Let's before we get ourselves in trouble, let's go to the too late. Let's go to the crowd and see what's going on. Red is the color of the day, so let's start over here. Buongiorno, I
It
guess.
looks like we've got like lipstick on. Let's switch back to the camera.
Guten giorno. Guten giorno.
You're like Rudolph, and I got lipstick on. What's up with your cameras?
That's my nose.
What's happening? Talk!
I do. My nose is not this red, I don't think.
What is that?
No me gusta. No me gusta. That's Italian. No me gusta. I guess red is literally the color of the day. didn't know what was going
All
on.
right. Well,
Anyways, guten giorno. Como se dice? Como se dice? Sorry. What? It means how you say. It was a joke. It was a bad joke. A joke. A joke on the
you keep landing those jokes, buddy. Okay. Hi.
Hi. Hi. So, Jensen, I think you once said that you don't like to be tied up on set. because
That's timing.
because of your vulnerable and kind of people's mercy. And so my question, mercy.
Oh, mercy.
And so my question to both of you: what was the worst or most uncomfortable tied-up situation on set?
Thank you for clarifying. Because I have some stories.
What is your favorite tied-up
Too
situation
much information.
on set? That's great.
To be honest, in my opinion, the most uncomfortable situations being tied up on set were not when we were actually tied up, but it was when we had to pretend for many seasons. It was like the demon does this, and you have to pretend. And so I think at first we were just trying to kind of like act like how it feel to be supernaturally pressed against a wall, and invariably, you film. So for an episode of television, you film it, say, in October, and it airs in January. And so you film another one in November and December, and you're tied up. And then in January, you watch what you did in October, and it's like, oh, the ghost pushed you against the wall. And when it airs, you look like this. 12 chins. So like, okay, well, I gotta change that because I want to vomit. But it was more when there were actual ropes around. It felt all right. It was easy to kind of like get into character and get into the timing of the scene and the sequence. But it was more the invisible.
It's also exhausting too, because when you're doing it yourself and you're pressing yourself up against the wall and they yell action, you kind of hold your breath and tighten everything. You're like, and doing that over and over and over again for like minutes at a time, it's not fun. It's like this.
It's like hyperventilating.
It's like, yeah, you're hyperventilating, and then you're straining, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna pop a blood vessel. And that was not fun. I will say that aside from that, which happened quite often on Supernatural, I was kind of tied down or locked down on the boys a few times. That was not fun. The one where like the Russians have me in captivity and I'm tied down to like a table and they're trying to see what can hurt Soldier Boy. And so I've got like on Supernatural, we're pretty good friends with the props department. So Robin would tie us up very loosely to where they yelled cut, we would just, get out of our ties. Just like if we got ties around our ankles, we're tied to a chair. Like when, Demon Dean kind of thing. Then you cut and I would just wiggle out and just, walk away. On the boys, I wasn't as friendly with them. And we didn't know each other that well. So they really locked me into this table. And there was, they were trying these different items to see how, so one of the items they put an AK-47 in my mouth. That, even though I knew it was a fake gun, that didn't feel good. And then to top that, which I don't know how you do, but you can, when you have a skill saw, and it was running, but it just removed the blade, and it was like, and I was like, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. And I couldn't move. And so, yeah, you feel pretty vulnerable. Not nearly as vulnerable as coming out of the cage completely naked in front of an entire new crew and new cast. Welcome to the boys.
Welcome to the boys. Thank you for your question.
My question is, before you were working as actors when you were younger, did you have part-time jobs for some extra pocket money or something?
Part-time jobs for extra pocket money. I worked. My uncle ran a small moving company, and I would during the summers would go and do moving jobs in high school. I didn't like it, but it paid pretty good, and it gave me some pocket change, and that was about the only thing I did. I never actually, but I mean, it wasn't like I, was technically an employee. He was just like, yeah, I'll pay you, I'll pay you whatever it was, $15 an hour or something. Come and help move this old lady's couch. So that was the only thing I really did.
Yeah, I between my junior and senior year of high school, I worked at a ranch. I was a ranch hand at Holt Ranch in like Blanco, Bernie, in Central Texas, and we would fix barbed wire fences and cut down cedar forests. And we have these things in Texas called chiggers, and they're these really, really small flies.
They're like mites.
Like
Almost.
mites,
Yeah.
and they fly around, especially in cedar. And so they get into your skin and they itch. And when you scratch them, that gives them oxygen, so it keeps them alive. And so my parents would drop me off on Sunday night. I'd work Monday to Friday, get home Friday, they'd pick me up. And then I would get into my underwear, and my mom would get red nail polish, and I would stand in my underwear in front of her, and she would paint nail polish over where chigger bites were,
Because it would seal them in, which would suffocate them.
Yeah, and so all that basically does is makes the chigger stay inside of you and have your body get rid of it. But otherwise, if you scratch it, it keeps them alive, and it gets really bad. You get sores and stuff.
Did you get extra money for that?
Nope. I think I got $5.35 an hour. So that was me.
Ranch work is tough work too.
Ranch work.
That's not easy stuff, especially like in Texas sun.
Oh yeah, you can imagine how much I sweat.
Oh,
Not good.
that's not fun.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much. Gracias.
My question for you guys is, what do you think would happen if Blood Junkie Sam and Demon Dean met?
They'd be like, "You're fucked up? Cool, I am too." They might go party. Blood Junkie Sam and Demon Dean. That's a good question. We've never had this question. Blood Junkie Sam and Demon Dean. My instinct is that they would kind of be like, all right, well, I'm a little off kilter. You're a little off kilter too. Let's go party. I got your back. It would be. It feels like it'd be the same thing of Dean kind of befriending Benny in Purgatory. I feel like they'd get along strangely.
Yeah, they probably cause some problems for hunters. Other hunters, they would cause a lot of problems for them. They'd be having. I mean, with Demon Dean, when he was left to his own devices, he was causing issues. So I think if he had a partner in crime, like Blood Junkie Sam, then I think it would just multiply that. So yeah.
But I think Demon Dean and Rebar Sam wouldn't get along. Too soon? No, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Now that you're getting on in years,
Time for a drink.
Getting on and you.
I love it. Was it the gray hairs that I'm saying? Make two, please.
Yes, what's your question?
That was it. You can.
What is something you didn't expect from being older? Something that
Hang on, let me turn my hearing aid up. What? I can't get, somebody get my glasses. I can't
either surprising.
see. Here, I think this is orange juice. I can't see real well.
I'm way older than both of you, so don't talk about it.
Well, you don't look it.
Exactly.
Happy orange juice. What occurs to me is hangovers.
Sorry. So now that we're getting on in years, what's something that we what?
What is unexpected for you, either positive or negative? Something
Oh, that's a
you get
great
from
question.
getting older you didn't expect when you were young.
When you were young, do you
I don't remember that far back. I mean, we could probably talk all day about this, but
no, because we have to take a nap.
that's true. That's true.
Bedtime is early.
Right. I got dinner at 5. I would say this. When I was, let's say, we'll call 20s being young, or even let's say teenage years, I thought that by the time I was as old as I am now, that I would be. I guess I would have it all figured out. You just as a kid or as somebody young. I always thought that people of that age they've done it all, they've got it all figured out, they're the adults. I still don't feel like an adult. I still feel like that 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Like he's still very much alive inside me. He's just he's just wearing an older suit.
Amen. Amen. Funny enough, I had a similar conversation, not that question, but I had a similar conversation with a buddy of mine he's 47, and we were talking about life.
So old.
We're not there yet. We kind of landed on, like, life isn't one coming-of-age story. It's a series of coming-of-age stories. You become a teenager, you're 13, and you're like, well, I'm a teenager now, I'm big. And then you realize you're not. And then you're 16 in America, you can drive. And you're like, well, I can drive, I'm independent, and I can do my thing. You're not. Then you're 18 in America again, and you can buy cigarettes, and you can vote for the president. But you can't buy alcohol. Then 21, you can buy alcohol. And then 25, you can rent a car. Like, life seems to be, at this point in time, I'm just 40. He's got some years on me. But I feel like life is a series of coming of ages.
Messed up filter you got going on here. All right.
Yeah.
It's a series of. It's a journey.
It's what you were saying. Like, you meet people who are older, and you're like, oh, well, they're 50. They must have it figured out. And then you make it to 50, and you're like, oh shit, I'm still learning. The world is changing around me, so I have to change again. And then you're 55, and you're 60, and you get married, and you're like, okay, this is life. It's not. Then you have a kid, and you're like, this is life. It's not. And then you have a second kid, or you don't have kids, or whatever it is. You keep on evolving. And so I feel, this is really funny, because I turned 40 last summer, and I felt like forgiveness turning 40. Part of me inside, personally, always felt older psychologically than I was literally. So finally at 40, I was like, okay, it's okay to be like a grown-up. I'm still very much a kid, obviously. I still fart in front of my kids and all that. But I felt like it's okay to slow down and like ask for time for yourself. When you're in your teens or 20s or even 30s, it's kind of assumed that like, well, you better be up for everything. And you're like, okay, you're gonna take that on. But at 40, I was like, well, I'm 40. I'm married with kids. I'm gonna slow down. So it's been wonderful. I much prefer 40 over 30 or 20 even. So I'm grateful. I have more gray hair, but that's fine.
50 is even better.
Real quick, it reminded me of the story. I sat down the other day. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up at all. I sat down the other day, and I think I was just tying my shoes. That's what it was. I sat down, put my shoes, tied my shoes, and I looked at my knees. Swear to you this happened. I said, I'm so proud of you guys. Dude, like I got a little emotional. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I stared at him and was like, I'm proud of you guys. And I felt such, just pride. I was like, you guys have hung in there. And you're still carrying me. And I don't have any knee pain, like, and I went and got, my x-rays done. I was having some knee pain when we were doing our marathon years ago, and I went to his brother, who's a orthopedic surgeon, and I was like, hey Jeff, you gotta check out, like, something's going on with my right knee. And so he did some x-rays and stuff, and he's like, dude, your knees are in really good shape. He's like, you should be good. He's like, it's just, you've got some inflammation on your IT band and stuff. So, but yeah, it hasn't really bothered me since. But I did, I got like emotional. I was like, I'm really proud of you guys. You just keep hanging in there.